New at noon, former Norfolk treasurer and city councilman Anthony Burfoot is out of luck.
Yeah, a federal appeals court has upheld his public corruption convictions.
13 News Now anchor Ashley Smith is here to tell us more.
Yeah, so Christina, Dan, Burfoot was convicted of wire fraud, extortion, and conspiracy, all of that back in 2016. So developers testified that they gave Burfoot cash, a luxury automobile, and access to a beach house while he served on the Norfolk City Council. Now, in his appeal, Burfoot argued there was not enough evidence to convict him of bribery. He says the evidence only shows he engaged in a conflict of interest. However, a 3-judge panel rejected that argument. Burfoot began serving his 6-year sentence last year.